friends, welcome back to Planet KLX2, and today we will talk about the exhaust and mufflers and headers. So you can consider this as the ultimate guide about the performance exhaust for your KLX250 and 300. I have with me three exhaust systems: standard muffler and standard header pipe, custom header, custom midpipe, and muffler from KTM XCF 350 or 500, which I run at the moment, and custom performance muffler I ran before. So I have first-hand experience running all these three exhaust systems, and let's discuss in details what advantages and disadvantages each of these systems provide to KLX. Let me first show how they look like, and then I will take them to the table in my room and we will discuss in details each of them. Alright, let's discuss briefly why you might want to change your muffler or entire exhaust system. I understand this is really could be really heated topic, and a lot of things depends on your taste, but I can name few reasons. First of all, performance, your power output from the engine. Second, you don't like the look of your standard muffler, or you don't like the sound of your standard muffler. And so these are two. And third important reason why I initially changed muffler was its weight. So first of all, let's focus on the third reason. So this is the standard KLX250 or 300 muffler, and my main concern with it is that it's really heavy. So if you try to measure its weight, it's 5.5 kilogram. That's a lot. And the reason, I think the main reason for that is that it comes with the integrated catalytic converter. So catalytic converter sits right here after the inlet to the muffler, and it occupies roughly this space. So this is the main reason. The second reason why you might want to change the standard muffler might be a little bit performance gain you can get out of it, and especially you might consider replacing it because of the outlet has really tiny diameter outlet pipe, the end tip. And while you are watching here, this is actually not the standard tip. This is modified muffler. So I already replaced this muffler, this end pipe, with a larger diameter pipe. So it is about 25 millimeter outside, inside 24 millimeter. So it's 1 inch, right? And the standard, I believe, about 15 millimeters, so it's really tiny. And the advantage of having this tiny end pipe is that it's so quiet. It's like you really cannot hear this exhaust, and this is amazing thing. At least for me, I really appreciate the quieter exhaust. But nevertheless, So there are two reasons why you might want to change. Is that first, weight, 5.5 kilogram, and if, for example, we take the muffler I built to replace this standard muffler, this one weighs only 2.2 kilogram. So it's aluminium and weight 2.2 kilogram. Yeah, but let's get back to the standard muffler. So the second reason is the performance. So you might think that you change the end pipe, you can increase your power significantly. In fact, it's not true. So I've done that. So I changed my standard end pipe with this larger diameter, significantly larger diameter, and I think I get about 0.5 horsepower increase, if any. So it is really within the error of the experiment of the Dyno run. So don't expect much power gain. It's just replacing this end pipe. I think the most power restriction comes with the catalytic converter. And let's get back to why it's so quiet. So I will attach an image of the cross-section cut of this muffler. So this is the cross cut of the standard muffler, and as you can see, here is the first chamber, number 1, and this is the catalytic converter. So the gas is coming from your midpipe through the catalytic converter. Then there is a wall here between chambers 1 and 2, and there is a pipe and a hole inside this, and then the gases go through this pipe to chamber number 3, and then in chamber number 3 they squeeze through this mesh on the wall, internal wall. So the gases go in from the chamber number 3 through this mesh, and then they squeeze into chamber number 2 again through the mesh, and then there is a pipe which is going from the chamber number 2 to your exhaust. So the outlet pipe actually goes from the chamber number 2 to the exhaust. So this end tip goes through entire chamber number 3. It sounds better. I'm attaching the video of how it sounds with this enlarged end pipe. If the main reason you want to change your muffler is the sound, I highly recommend just to change this end cap. You take off this this cover. You can drill out the pipe, you can extract it, you can insert another pipe, and you can weld it. And it sounds really nice, but it still weighs 5.5 kilogram, and it's not the most performant. So what I did next, I ordered fully custom exhaust system, which consists of this muffler and this header and this midpipe, but I already adapted this midpipe to work with the KTM muffler. So the full system consists of this Megabomb style header, midpipe, and the muffler. And this entire system on the Dyno allowed to increase the power from let's say 25 to 26.5. I found my Dyno chart, and you can see two lines. The blue line is my baseline for my KLX300, which is KTX snorkel and the standard exhaust with the standard muffler, but with the end pipe replaced with the larger diameter pipe, 2.5 centimeter, 25 millimeter. And the red line is the same intake, KTX snorkel, but custom exhaust with the custom Megabomb style header and aluminium muffler. As you can see, there is a pretty significant difference between these two lines, and the custom muffler makes around 1.5 to 2 horsepower more in the mid-range and significantly more torque in the mid-range. And you can still see the power peaks on the 7500 RPM, because at that time I still used my standard ECU, not the GDMI unrestricted ECU. It's not clear whether I can attribute these power gains to the muffler or to the header. My bet is that muffler contributes to the top power and the header contributes to low to mid power. So yeah, also let's compare these two headers. Let's compare these two headers first. One obvious thing is that this one comes with the Megabomb style expansion chamber, which is supposed to help with the low RPM, and I think it helps. So when I ride my bike with this system, with this header, I noticed that it starts to pick up from about 2500 RPM, while on the standard header and system it really awakes about 3 to 3.5 thousand RPM. So I have a caliper with me, so we can make some measurements. So this custom header pipe, it has tapered design, so it starts with a smaller diameter, then it expands, and after the Megabomb and it expands more. So to make it simpler, let's try to compare outer diameter, because it will be difficult to measure the internal diameter of these two. Then standard 30, 32 this dimension, and 30 this dimension. 32, 32. And then when it comes to the Megabomb, it's already 34, and the standard maintains 32. Yeah, 32 across all the length of the standard head. Then after expansion chamber, my custom pipe is 38.8 millimeter, and inside it's 36 millimeter. $34, and inside 34 millimeter. So I believe the header pipe makes a difference. This muffler provides really good performance. So on my uncorked KLX with the GDM ECU 3D printed snorkel, which I make and you can order as well, full exhaust system, and what else? And the 38mm throttle body, it produces about 31 horsepower from the wheel. Yeah, you can see the red line on this dyno chart. I really like this pipe, but after about a couple of months I started to realize it might be a little bit loud for my taste for everyday use, even though it's not the straight pipe. So in the middle of the pipe there is a screen which pushes gases through the mesh towards the walls of the muffler, and then they squeeze to the end. Then I also made a dB killer, which is insert, which makes the outlet diameter smaller, so it became quieter, but still I wanted something as close as stock as I could. So I found that many people recommend the standard muffler from the 4-stroke KTM 350 or 500. They use same muffler, or Husqvarna 350 or 500. And I was able to purchase this muffler for quite cheap. Then I adapted this midpipe to match the inlet of the KTM muffler, which is 50mm. It was very quiet. It was almost as quiet as the standard KLX muffler, but it was not. But it did not provide the same level of performance as the custom muffler. So it matched to low to middle RPM, but on the higher RPM, my power was about like 28.5 horsepower, compared to 31 with this one with the custom performance. And the reason was that this muffler comes with this baffle in the end. So as a standard, the baffle was sitting here this way, and it was very quiet, but it was limiting the performance of the muffler. So the nice thing with these mufflers that you can unscrew all these bolts here. You can remove this end cap, and you can push out this baffle, this dB killer. When I did that, I got same 31 horsepower with this muffler. Here you can see two lines. The red one is the KTM muffler with the baffle, and the blue line is the KTM muffler with the baffle removed. It became a little bit more louder, so it's not as quiet as the standard KLX muffler, but it's not as loud as this one. So I know some of you run Delquick exhaust, and this one is much quieter. And in fact, I think this performance muffler is also quieter than the Delquick. Now let's make a step back and discuss what makes muffler quiet or loud. There are three factors. So first one is the design. So if it's a straight pipe through the entire muffler without any screens, without any disturbances of the outflow, it will be loud. Second factor is the diameter of the outlet. So the larger diameter of the outlet, the louder the muffler. And the larger you make the outlet, kind of more performance you can get, but it diminishes after certain diameter. So you don't need like the largest diameter. And I think for our case, what KTM provides is like a 28mm, 25mm should be more than enough for maximum performance out of our 300 or even 350 engine. And the third factor is the length of the muffler. As you can see, these two are pretty long mufflers, and I know a lot of people buy short mufflers because they're cheaper or because they like them, but shorter mufflers are super loud. So if you want performant and quiet muffler, you should buy longer muffler and with the smaller outlet, like with a reasonable outlet, let's say 25mm, not more than that, otherwise they will be super loud. I think that's more or less all for the mufflers. So far I'm really happy with this setup, and for my 300 it was completely adequate, and I don't think that I could get any more power gains from the exhaust. Now I upgraded my cylinder and piston to the 355, and I think I will benefit from the larger header pipe, and I want to increase a little bit diameter of the header and the midpipe. I think I will make it 38mm, but for 300 this system worked really well, and I would not change it to anything. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think about your exhaust systems and about the information I provided in this video. I hope this was informative, and yes, let's discuss in the comments what you think about it, about your experience with the mufflers.